Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another lesson for current affairs for UPSC Civil Mains. So in this lesson we are going to learn about a very important topic, that is Indus Waters Treaty. Okay. So why this was in news? So in the September month of 19th, 2020, the 60th anniversary of the Indus Waters Treaty was witnessed. Okay, because in 1960, 19th September, it was actually signed between India and Pakistan, this treaty. So now, because it is 60th anniversary, so now it becomes a very current affairs, and this is a very important topic. It's a all season topic. It will be asked regularly because it is between India and Pakistan, and it is a contentious issue. It keep on happening here and there whenever there is a border conflict between India and Pakistan, right? So we need to know what it is in full clarity. See, the Indus Water Treaty is signed between India and Pakistan in 1960. At that time, it was signed between India's Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Pakistan's President Ayub Khan. Okay. See, after Pakistan, both India and Pakistan, after partition, both India and Pakistan got into a dispute over the sharing of Indus water, because the Indus water is such that it flows both in India and Pakistan. Okay. In fact, actually the Indus river flows in four countries: China, Afghanistan, India and Pakistan. But China and Pakistan, there is only little amount. Okay. The major thing is 95% of the thing is in India and Pakistan. So there is a conflict of dispute between India after partition between India and Pakistan for the sharing of this river. So that as a result, India and Pakistan engaged in negotiations in the 1950s. Okay, and it went for a long time. In fact, there was a prolonged negotiation of how to share this water. Okay, the World Bank mediated. Okay, acted as a mediator. This point is very, very important. See, generally in an international relation topic, you will think it is United Nations, right? But here the World Bank is what acted as a mediator. For example, tomorrow they may ask a question in preliminary that the Indus Water Treaty was signed between India and Pakistan, and it was the World Bank, the United Nations acted as a mediator. That statement is wrong. So these kind of points are very important. That is only I highlighted this point. So the World Bank acted as a mediator for finaling this settlement. Okay. So it deals with the Indus River, Indus and its tributaries of sharing between India and Pakistan. The sharing formula was devised in such a manner that the river will be divided into two halves. Okay. In fact, there are 6 rivers, Indus River and 5 tributaries. If you see this map, you will understand this. If you see this picture, you could see there is Indus from west to east. See, first west there is Indus River, then you could see Jhelum, third you could see Chenab, fourth Ravi, and fifth Beas, and finally Sutlej. So these 6 are there. The 3 western rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, it went to Pakistan, and the Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, it was awarded to India. That is how this agreement was reached. So that is what I said, the sharing formula divided was divided into 2 halves. But we have to see it in detail for more correct picture. So as I said earlier, the Indus system has the 6 Indus river, main Indus river, and 5 tributaries. Okay. Under the treaty, 80% only of the western rivers will go to Pakistan. Okay, 80% of the western rivers, not 80%, the western rivers generally is considered as for Pakistan. But what India could do is, India could use the waters, western waters for some purpose like storage, irrigation, and also generation of electricity, but they cannot use it for consumption. Okay, they could use only for storing the water and generating electricity. Okay, so only that to 20% of the water, 80% of the water should flow to Pakistan. Okay, so India has some say claim in the 3 western rivers, but the entire 3 eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Satluj and Beas, no, it was allocated exclusively for India. Okay, you have to remember this point. So by this treaty, they also appointed a permanent Indus Commission. Okay, this was set up by United Nations. Please remember this point. Okay, this was the permanent Indus Commission was set up by United Nations. See, that is why in civil services, when you study, no, you have to be very careful. The agreement, the Indus Valley Treaty, when it was made, Indus Water Treaty, when it was made, it was negotiated by World Bank, but the permanent Indus Commission was set up by United Nations. So for resolving any disputes that may arise in future in terms of water sharing. Okay, and it also contains mechanism for arbitration to resolve any conflict that arise regarding the sharing of water. Okay, so this permanent Indus Commission is a bilateral commission where both India and Pakistan will have commissioners. Okay, and they will look after this treaty, that whether it is followed by each country properly. Okay, to implement and manage the goals and objectives that are outlined in the Indus Valley Treaty. As per this treaty, no, the water commissioners of India and Pakistan, they should meet twice a year. Okay, twice a year, that is every 6 months they should meet and arrange for technical visits to the any project sites built in each country. No, they should visit and they should evaluate, and they should all these things should be made. So if you see, since the 1960s, both the countries have met more than 100 times, right? In fact, more than 110 times, right? They have met like that. In this meeting, they will evaluate. So they have to share information of what is built in their part of the country. For example, if India is building some dams or anything like some project, hydroelectric project or anything like that in the western part of river, no, it should share it with Pakistan, the information. So Pakistan will monitor it. So that there will be cooperation and information. And also, before building a project, they should inform the other person or the other person also. So these kind of things are there. Okay, suppose if in this commissioner meeting, if there is an agreement cannot be reached and both the states find it to come to terms with some project, that one country comes and the other country objects like that, no, in such a situation, as I said earlier, there is a mechanism for arbitration. So they could go to a neutral expert for solving these differences by approaching a permanent court of arbitration. Okay, that mechanism is there. And see, we have to understand India Pakistan India Indus Water Treaty, no, India and Pakistan even though we had waged 4 wars in this period, right, at least for not 4 wars, 3 wars, because 1948 war we cannot kind of count, 1960 only this treaty was made. So at least we had 3 wars with Pakistan. Even also now also we have some border skirmishes here and there. Okay, despite all these things, India and Pakistan had very little disagreements in the Indus Water Treaty. We have to, in fact, India has always followed the course very correctly, followed the treaty very as per the way it is signed. Okay, India never did anything against the treaty. As a result, so far everything went smoothly. We have to also understand, whenever the Pakistan engages in some sort of terrorism act, no, there is a chance for India could say that we cannot send water to you. Okay, see, we all know what happens if a river that is flowing in upper riparian state. See, as all the 3 western rivers, no, the upper riparian state is India. So India has control whether it could go to Pakistan or not, right? So, but India never acted against this treaty, even though Pakistan had continuously gave trouble in form of terrorist act in Kashmir, waged 3 wars with India. Okay, so India have always been true to the spirit of this Indus Water Treaty. Okay, but here and there will be some small disagreements, and they will, if a country is building a project, the other country will object, then it will go for negotiation, like that. There have been those kind of small events. Major conflict have never arisen in this Indus Water Treaty. That is what I meant. Okay, so we will see how India has utilized the water in its area. So as I said earlier, no, the 3 eastern rivers were given to India. So India has constructed dams in these 3 rivers. Okay, Bhakra Dam in Sutlej. This kind of information will be very useful for prelim point of view. Pong and Panda Dam in Bias, Ranjit Sagar Dam or Teen Dam in Ravi, right? And there are also other projects. So by doing all these things, India was able to manage to utilize 95% of the water flowing in the eastern rivers. Okay, but still 2 million acre feet of water that is passing through the 3 river in the eastern rivers, no, those water go to Pakistan. Still 2 million acre feet goes to Pakistan. Okay, in fact, in the recent when in the 2019 when Pakistan attacked India, no, at that time this conflict once again surfaced, when our government decided that we should not allow any more water in the eastern rivers to go to Pakistan, and we only recently we started building more projects in the eastern rivers. These are all the Shah Purkandi project, construction of Uj multipurpose project, and the second Ravi Bias link below Uj. So these 3 projects are aimed at safeguarding the remaining 2 million acre feet water that is flowing to Pakistan. Okay, so India is making plan to utilize fully the 3 eastern rivers. Okay. Also remember the capacity of the western rivers, no, the capacity for electricity generation in the 3 western rivers in Indian side, no, it is 11,406 megawatt, but so far we have harnessed only 3,034 megawatt only, and we are also in the process of increasing that. Okay, so India is doing what it could do with what it has with the Indus Water Treaty. Okay, so India also has some issues with Pakistan. Okay, because See, Pakistan consider that India got the 3 rivers exclusively, but Pakistan only got the 3 rivers, and it have to share something with India. So they have already always felt that they have not get their right share. But generally, but in real terms, since Indus is the main river, no, experts believe that Pakistan got the better deal. Okay, more water to Pakistan. Okay, technically, and if you measure it in quantitative terms. Okay, so Pakistan had a better deal. And what is the issue with Pakistan is having contentious issue with Kashmir. As a result, they are fighting with us regularly, and because whenever a Pakistan engages in some terrorist act, no, there will be uproar in India, in some political section, some political people, no, they will say that we should not send water to Pakistan. Okay, whenever there is a conflict between India and Pakistan, the political class will say like that. Okay, even in 2019 when the Pulwama attack, no, Prime Minister Modi itself said that water and blood cannot flow together. That what is meant is Pakistan cannot engage in terrorism with India and expect India to send water to them. Okay, he mentioned like that. Okay, so whenever this kind of situation arises, Pakistan is worried because they are the low riparian states, right? See, I hope you all know the water conflict between India in the Indian states Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay, between sharing of the water of Kaveri. Okay, since Kaveri originates in Karnataka, and it has to the lower riparian states is Tamil Nadu. So if Karnataka is not allowing the water to pass to Tamil Nadu, no, Tamil Nadu will suffer, and that is why a lot of time conflict happens. So the lower riparian states will suffer. Pakistan is a lower riparian state in the Indus, so they fear. But please remember, India has always been generous for the past 60 years. India never did anything like Karnataka did to Tamil Nadu. Okay, Karnataka at times said that they won't send. Okay, so India has always been very generous to Pakistan. Okay, as a result, Pakistan, no, they are maintaining some troops and alert in the eastern front. Okay, believing that India may take control in the western rivers. So this kind of issues are there. Okay, and Pakistan few time objected when India built certain dams or projects in the Indian side of river. Okay, so what are the options available for India and what is the future holds? No, see, generally as I said earlier, the political thinkers now they believe that a treaty is one sided and it is in favoring Pakistan, and because Pakistan is engaging with India, no, some people say that we should abrogate the treaty, saying that we should not send the water to Pakistan. That is not the right course, right? In fact, as per the Indus Water Treaty, no single country could take any decision like that. In fact, India cannot unilaterally say that we cannot send water to you. Okay, in such a case, there will be repercussions for India, because by that treaty itself, it is mentioned that there cannot be any unilateral abrogation. But due to changing times, no, in the future, from time to time, the treaty could be modified. The Article 12 of the Indus Water Treaty says like that. But it also mentions that should be ratified as a treaty and it should be concluded with the assent of both the party, that is India and Pakistan. So even if there has to be a modification, it should be agreed upon by both the countries. Only then they can make an agreement. Okay, please please remember all these kind of points. In fact, Pakistan will not allow any modification because it is for it has a what do you say, they got a good deal in the 1960s, okay, better deal, and even if they want to modify, they will say that give the 3 western rivers entirely for us. They will go like that. They won't go for giving further to India, okay. But as I said earlier, no, here is the point. After Pulwama attacks, Prime Minister itself said blood and water cannot flow simultaneously. In fact, the present Indian government, no, it is very firm on Pakistan in dealing with this matter. In the past, we have been very generous, but in of late, we don't want Pakistan to have any misadventure against us. So India is being very firm of late. So that is why this kind of statements are coming. In fact, some ministers will sometimes say we have to stop sending the water to Pakistan like that, but that cannot happen, okay. And also if India sometimes decide to not send the to not follow the treaty, no, what will happen is India have to answer internationally, okay. In fact, there is a treaty convention called Vienna Convention 1969, which deal with treaties of between different states in the world, okay. It is known as also Treaty of Treaties. In the Vienna Convention, there is Article 27, which says that, which gives the countries which are engaging in treaties, no, for them, for their country, it obligate them to remain by the terms of the treaty. They have to follow the treaty, okay. Also, they could not abrogate or violate the treaty, justifying any circumstances or any law of themselves or any law of that particular country, okay. So India cannot do like that. But also remember, India is not a signatory of the Vienna Convention, and India has never ratified it. So India can abrogate, but generally we cannot do that, right? Why? India's image will take a hit internationally. If India is engaging an agreement with the one country, and if India is not following the treaty, no, it will show us as bad, as bad. For example, India is also having treaties with countries like Bangladesh and Nepal. What will happen? They will find it very difficult to trust India, because India is not following the treaty that it is given to Pakistan. So India cannot act unilaterally, take decisions like we could not follow the treaty, okay. Also, India is aspiring to become play a major role in the United Nations by becoming a permanent member. So when we want to become a leader like that, no, we cannot act like that selfish kind of motive, okay. So that is there. Then there is also the China. China is there. See, China is considering is considered as supporting Pakistan. In fact, China and Pakistan are more close, okay, than India and Pakistan or India and China. In fact, they are considering themselves as against us, okay. So China, if to support Pakistan, may block water if India blocks water to Pakistan. For example, the Brahmaputra that comes to India, no, it flows through China. If China blocks Brahmaputra, India will suffer, okay. So internationally we cannot take decisions unilaterally, okay. Since also the Indus River itself originates inside, as I said earlier, no, Indus River has some amount flowing in Chinese territory, so that they could also stop that, okay. So India cannot take steps hastily, it has to think before taking any steps. So this is how you have to deal with these questions, and please understand this topic very carefully, okay, and also try to memorize the name of the different projects in this different rivers, which will be very useful for exam point of prelims point of view. Okay, with this I end this lesson. Bye, thank you.